everyone, and welcome to KRYPTALK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. This is episode number 2, and the title of this episode is, What the is Bitcoin? I'm going to answer that question, have a look at the latest news stories, but first, a quick look at the charts. Okay, here we go. So this is the Coinbase chart, and Bitcoin's trading at 9,729, so just over 9,700. In the last video, episode 1, it was trading at about 9,800, just underneath. So basically, Bitcoin's not doing anything. It's trading sideways and being very...
Are you kidding me?
But hey, I'd rather have it trading sideways and not losing any value than taking a massive crash and taking a dump to the downside and losing loads of value. Now, in the last video, in episode 1, I was talking about the significance of about June 18th, so maybe 9 days from now. The way I've drawn the lines here, they're due to intersect around June 18th. Now, all that means is one of these lines is definitely going to be broken, because the one thing for sure in these charts is, well, the only thing for sure is that the price moves from left to right. So one of these lines is going to be broken. Maybe it's this blue support line and the price is going to hit lower levels, or maybe hopefully it's going to be this red resistance level and the price is going to be hit higher levels. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a massive break to the downside or a massive break to the upside. I'm kind of leaning towards the upside now, and I'll tell you why. And you'll see right here, the price is roughly 9,357. So it took a bounce off this line again. So that's that's bullish news. That's good news, and that's what we want to happen. So maybe it'll come back up here again, bounce off this line, and just gradually, bring us to the upside. I mean, I'm happy enough with that. I'd rather that than a big crash. It doesn't necessarily have to be a massive move before June 18th, but one of these lines is going to go. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency. It's a digital currency, sometimes referred to as a digital asset, and it has no physical presence. So unlike the dollar, the euro, and the British pound, you will never be able to hold a Bitcoin in your hand.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No. Not only is Bitcoin a digital currency, but it's also decentralized. That means it's not controlled by a central bank, a country, a president, a CEO, a king, or even a queen. So where did it come from? Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by a mysterious character known as Satoshi Nakamoto. This is more than likely a pseudonym to protect his, her, or their identities. Are you confused yet?
You will be.
But how do people actually get them? Bitcoins are created by a process called Bitcoin mining. This process involves using computers to solve complicated mathematical problems that not only help to verify transactions, but also keep the overall network more secure. The miners themselves are rewarded in Bitcoin. So how does it work? Let's just say that person A wants to buy something off person B, but they want to use Bitcoin for the transaction. In order to do this, parties A and B will both need what's called a Bitcoin wallet. Think of this as an app that you can use to send or receive Bitcoin. Let's just say that the item costs 1 Bitcoin. Person A uses their Bitcoin wallet and sends their Bitcoin to person B's wallet address. That transaction gets broadcast to the network and verified. All verified transactions are recorded online on a public distributed ledger known as the blockchain. All of these transactions can be checked on blockchain.com. Okay, it's time for the top 3 news articles. Okay, the first article is from Cointelegraph, and it says Bitcoin price to $75,000 within weeks. Recovery mimics 2013 700% bull run. Right, so Bitcoin US dollar is perfectly repeating its run up to all-time highs in 2013, price analysis reveals, despite mixed feelings about 2020's outlook. Bitcoin is looking like it will hit $75,000 and will happen within weeks, one analyst found. Okay, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I'd love if that was true, but let's see what else he has to say. Right, so tracking Bitcoin's price recovery from its lows of 3,600 in mid-March, Peterson noticed that its recovery is almost exactly tracked price action from 7 years ago. Right, so you can't really deny that. It was $3,600 in 12th of March, and it's now $9,800. That's a massive recovery, and he is arguing. The result, he argued, could keep up the copycat move where Bitcoin topped out at $1,300 in 2013 and had a 700% bull run. At today's prices, that would be $75,000. So he's basically saying Bitcoin is around $9,800 now. If it does the same thing that it did in 2013's bull run that it seems to be doing, it'll hit $75,000 and we'll all be driving Lamborghinis. Article number 2 is from CoinDesk. The headline is, it was $10,000 or bust as Bitcoin traded unremarkably for much of Monday. Bitcoin has been trading unremarkably for the last few weeks. It's been in around 9,500. It's great that it's up that. We don't want to see it going down, but it's a lot of sideways movement. But like I said earlier on in the video, I'd rather trading sideways than taking a big dump at the downside. So the price has stayed more or less in the range of 9,600 and 9,700. It's literally the same thing over and over again. It's like Bitcoin Groundhog Day. And the last article for today we're going to have a look at is by Forbes, and it is very bullish indeed. So Bitcoin could hit 300,000 in 5 years even without institutional adoption. So even though it's failing to hold its ground over $10,000 in the last few weeks, that's true. In the last few weeks it's tried to break $10,000 and so far it hasn't or couldn't. It's been rejected at least twice. Crypto pioneer Adam Back has predicted Bitcoin will soar to $300,000. Even without Wall Street's highly anticipated institutional support. And the reason he's saying this is because the current environment is causing more individuals to think about hedging and retaining value when there's lots of money printing in the world. So the reason, he mentions Paul Tudor Jones, he's a billionaire. He's worth $5.1 billion US. He recently came out and he announced that he thinks Bitcoin is a good investment for the future and that he was putting 1 to 2% of his portfolio into it. If he puts 1%, that's $51 million. If he puts 2%, that's $102 million. Okay, folks, that's the end of the video. So if you've enjoyed the content, please make sure and like and subscribe. And as we say in Ireland, sláinte. Bye, 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 bye.